Oliver Perez, who was so tough a couple of years ago in particular, Rick.
A hard-throwing left-hander for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Who is hurting and not in the lineup tonight. And that ball into right field, battling the shadows out there, but making the grab is Mario Valenzuela. Michael Young is retired, one away.
Really enjoyed himself in this tournament as well.
Into the hole, it's short. And Amezaga. Jeter is gone. Out number 2, Amezaga. There he kicked the leg back and then he stopped. Griffey into center field, and that was the first time that he has ever had a base hit against Oliver Perez. Maybe we'll find out here in a moment. 2-1 the count. Left center field. Back is Luis Carlos Garcia, and that ends the inning. Luis Carlos Garcia of the Veracruz Reds in center field, all up against Roger Clemens. Look at that ERA last year, his best ever. Now he's hoping to have his A game.
They had to move him up.
That got him. Right near the knee, and Amezaga has reached base.
Or like Eric said, Cantu can hit it a long ways.
There goes Amezaga. A bunt popped up, and that's going to be a double play. Wow. And Roger Clemens punched the fist. Second base is Barrett, threw the ball back. And that's a base hit for Vinny Castillo.
Watch Jeff Rancour in left today.
Center field. Griffey will come in a little bit. That one off the end of the bat. And that is the inning. A hit batsman, a base hit, but a bunt into a double play. No score heading to the second. A-Rod coming up.
He's getting close, though.
3-1 now. And he draws the walk.
20 pitches per inning. That's way too many with his stuff.
A-Rod runs. Wells into left field. That ball is caught at the edge of the warning track by Luis Alfonso Garcia. A-Rod is just back in time. Wow. A-Rod must have thought that was going over the head of Garcia, and he just barely made it back.
Notice as he passes second and his return to first, he retouches second, which is the correct thing to do, and then hustles back and just is able to beat.
Again, Bob Davidson was wrong.
In the hole and juggled by Amezaga. His only chance of the play was at second base. From that deep in the hole, he emerged over all of them. Hit softly. Castillo, they get one. And held at second base. By count 2. Over to third is A-Rod. So Cruz safe at first.
John, even though it doesn't work out there.
Broken back, Michael Barrett. The runners at first and third. Still coming out. Look out! And caught by the left fielder, Luis Alfonso Garcia, for the second inning. And the 341 game winner, Roger Clemens, back on the mound. And a high fly along the right field line. Off the bat of Luis Alfonso Garcia, and it is caught by Vernon Wells. He saved the moment right there. The one thing that had never happened before. That is strike 3 called on the outside corner.
16 runs. That was base.
3-2. There's Jeter. And that is the inning. If and when they score a run, at that moment, Mexico will be eliminated. Shallow right center. And caught by Luis Carlos Garcia. 1 away.
Well, we look at
USA, but to shut him out for at least 13 innings. The big shot, Amezaga throws out. Derek Jeter with the second.
Mexico's hitting coach today.
Griffey up the middle. There is Amezaga, who is playing into pull, and that ends the inning. And Oliver Perez has his best inning yet. 3 up and 3 down.
Don't string together a lot of hits.
Down the right field line. That could be trouble if it's fair. Into the corner. That ball hits the foul pole. A home run. Mario Valenzuela. Now Bob Davidson, apparently he did not realize that hit the foul pole. He's saying it's in play. There's Jose Tolentino, the first base coach, and Paqui Estrada, the manager, comes out. And Bob Davidson's going to go and ask for some help on this one. I mean, clearly hit off the foul pole high above the right field wall.
Well, I like what they're doing in this situation. The entire crew is going to get together, and they will all give their opinion on what they saw. And it was clearly evident to us sitting in the booth that the ball hit the foul pole, which then it should be a home run. I don't know how they could miss this call.
The umpires, Brian Knight, Bob Davidson, Ramon Armendariz, and Neil Poulton.
Well, what I don't get here is how anybody's going to reverse his call.
Well, he is going to give only a double, and you can hear the reaction of the crowd. Joaquin Estrada, the manager, going to get back into it now with Davidson.
Well, nobody was closer to this ball coming down than was Bob Davidson. Take a look at it. There it is, clearly off the pole, as you said, John, well above Vernon Wells, the right fielder for Team USA. But what happened? Bob Davidson could not see the baseball. Esteban Loaiza has the baseball. He's saying that I can see the paint from the foul pole on that ball. He's telling him just to simply come look at it.
Really be the guy in the center of controversy.
Back to Clemens, and he looks Valenzuela back, and Luis Carlos Garcia is thrown out and did not enter Meziga. That one floats through there for a called strike. And Meziga has a few words for Brian Knight as he heads back to the dugout.
I think it's a great ball. Fernando Reynoso.
That one is in. Base hit center field. And here comes Valenzuela, and after all of that, he does score. 1-0 Mexico. Pretty good hitting right there.
Well, this is a great job by Jorge Cantu of not trying to do too much. This pitch is up and out of the zone. The Rocket left it a bit over the plate. Cantu with his hand speed and strength, and again, just reacts to the ball, able to fight it off, drive it into center, and get that run.
There you go. Better set. There goes the runner. And that is strike three. Mexico 1, Team USA nothing. Top of the fourth inning. And there is Francisco Campos, veteran right-handed from Campeche.
Why he has not come to the States and tried to pitch? Well, he's comfortable there.
That one into deep center field. That ball is off the top of the wall. Chipper Jones has to hurry. A double.
These guys are all proven RBI machines. I expect them to break out.
Right center field hit well. Still going. And caught! Mario Valenzuela, what a play. Chipper Jones, however, very alertly. Great fastballs to Wells, runner at third. Another fastball. That one into medium right center. Here comes Chipper. Valenzuela's got a pretty good arm. The throw, offline, safe, and the game is tied. And the base runner, the Chipper Jones, getting himself to third rather than the obvious going halfway, has now turned into a run.
You watch a lot of teams that get to the postseason, and they will be among the league leaders in productive outs. That's what Alex Rodriguez did. He produced the runner at third base with only one out, and then, even though the count was full, Vernon Wells just trying to protect, put it in play. He puts it in play just enough, and Chipper Jones had just enough speed to beat the great throw.
Center field. Luis Carlos Gonzalez, or rather Garcia.
About in the Mexican dugout.
DeRosso, left center field. That's into the alleyway. That's going to go through. Griffey will have to chase. DeRosso will lumber into second base with a stand-up double.
Many times, and I couldn't do it.
You were the RBI guy. Left field. Back. Francoeur. That ball hit pretty well by Luis Alfonso Garcia. DeRosso went halfway, and he goes back to second. Two-game book. And the splitter for the strikeout. Back in South Africa, and we all play it. And Rogers on my team. And shortstop, Derek Jeter. And Clemens gets through another crisis. Lead-off double, but no runs.
All right, fellas, thanks.
Buck Martinez, one of our colleagues. All right, Edgar Gonzalez is in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. And Francoeur down the right field line. That's in there. It's going to roll to the wall. Digging it out is Valenzuela. Francoeur, who's a very fast runner, easily into second base with a double.
Chipper Jones has talked many times about the minor league system for the Atlanta Braves. He has been fired up for 24 hours.
That one hit him on the left hand, and Barrett will go to first with leadoff man Michael Young coming up. Turned into a force play at third. But again, I don't think he's often asked to do that. Now they've got him hung up. Amezaga runs into third and tags him out as Barrett goes over to second. So just after you spoke about it, Rick, then it happened.
Eric, you know better than I. That is a tough spot for a base runner, and right there, Francoeur, he just got caught guessing.
Well, it is difficult because you're taking that secondary lead, and sometimes you get your weight moving towards third base. And if the hitter does bunt through the ball or doesn't bunt it.
Young is 0 for 2. There's Amezaga. Barrett over to third base as Young is retired. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Edgar Gonzalez spent considerable time in the big leagues the year before. Crowd alive, many rising to their feet. To second. Jorge Cantu throws it out. And still, that big hit to knock on a run. So now Clemens will face Mario Valenzuela, who hit one off the right field foul ball, but was not given a home run for it in the third inning. This time, right up the middle on a base hit. Valenzuela is 2 for 2 against Clemens. Roger Clemens.
American League last year and hitting with runners in scoring position.
And that's going to get it done. Chipper Jones over to first base with Michael Young covering. So Valenzuela moves over to second. 6 of those kind of runners in scoring position at bats tonight. And that is hit number 2, but Valenzuela went back to second, fearing that it might be caught by Jeter. Griffey will run the ball back to the infield. Valenzuela has to stop at third.
Back to the bag, as well he should. That's a line drive. Derek Jeter almost catches it, and that is the right play. Now it turns out that he only gets to third base, and of course if he was going on contact he would have scored. But 9 out of 10 times that line drive is caught by the shortstop. He's doubled up.
Scott Shields of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim warming up in the USA bullpen. Roger Clemens is over 70 pitches for this game, and he is finished in this game. Buck Martinez makes the call with Jorge Cantu coming up, Mexico's #1 hitter. And Clemens departs maybe for the last time, and the big crowd here at Angel Stadium salutes the Rocket. But he leaves in a tight spot. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Cantu coming up. And Scott Shields, the outstanding setup reliever for the Angels in the American League, comes out with runners at first and third. He had no margin for error at all right here.
Well, a curveball out of his own way.
There goes Amezaga from first. And it's the breaking ball, the curveball in the dirt outside. And a steal for Amezaga. Now a ground ball could mean a run. 3-2 the count. The breaking ball. Big chop. That's going to get the run home. Jeter's only play the first, and Teixeira digs it out of the dirt for the out there, but Valenzuela scores. Amezaga over to third. And Cantu's got his second RBI of the game. And Team Mexico has a 2-1 lead.
Well, there's not anything that Derek Jeter can do other than come in, field the ball, and make a play at first base. Mark Teixeira does a great job of digging the ball out of the dirt, because if that ball gets by him, Amezaga just continues on.
Hands. 0-2 the count. High fly ball. Griffey, plenty of room, and the inning is over. But Team Mexico has gone back ahead. The big hitters are coming up. Griffey, Chipper Jones, Alex Rodriguez. Team USA down 2-1. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. They've got their own booth enjoying this one. Team USA and Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. Griffey facing Ricardo Rincon. A little bloop along the right field line, and it is caught by Cantu. And so Griffey is gone on one pitch he'd ever had against Rincon in the past.
Yeah, but Rincon for a long, long time has been doing exactly that. Coming on, facing the toughest left-hand hitter for the opposing lineup, and more times than not with Rincon having success.
Now here's Chipper Jones right to the shortstop. And Amezaga throws him out. Two pitches, and two of the biggest bats in the Team USA lineup have been shut down. It's 2-1. Mexico leading the U.S. There is Vinny Castillo. And Ricardo Rincon with a routine inning against three sluggers. 2-1 Mexico. World Baseball Classic from Anaheim. I'm John Miller with Rick Sutcliffe and Eric Karras along with Duke Castiglione. There's Brian Fuentes, the fine closer of the Colorado Rockies, on here in the sixth inning to face Rubiel Durazo. One pitch, and there's Teixeira to the bag. He'll take it himself, and one away. Durazo now 1 for 3. And República Dominicana, Bartolo Colon will make the start for the Dominican. He pitched real well in this tournament. A high pop. Teixeira and his Rangers teammate Young, they looked at each other for a moment. And Young really thought Teixeira was going to go for it. He was a little surprised when. Did he swing? Yes, he did. Play umpire Brian Knight made the call. It's been a long night for Gonzalez. That's the third time that he has struck out. On to the seventh. Vernon Wells and Mark Teixeira coming up 2-1 Mexico. Down to the wire games and beat them 2-1. So here they are, and we'll have it for you. That one is caught at third by Castillo on a hop, and he throws out Vernon Wells. What a play. Vernon Wells hit a smash. It looked like a base hit to left field, and Vinny Castillo intercepted it. But if Mexico wins 2-1, which is the score right now, Japan would advance. That is strike three call on a high breaking ball. That is the first strikeout by a Team Mexico pitcher tonight.
You're in no man's land. It happened to Jeff Francoeur.
And the slider for the strikeout. An 8-pitch inning for Oscar Villarreal, including 2 strikeouts. Team Mexico still leading 2-1. Expectations?
It has, and you know, I was very optimistic. You and I talked about it before, and I really thought this was a miracle. John, I never envisioned anything like this. This is just remarkable.
Houston Street of the Oakland Athletics. The new pitcher for Team USA, Miguel Ojeda.
Everybody's against that. Players have played a lot and pitched a lot, and 200-plus innings. And, you know, you have 22 clubs that are done on September 30th, October 1st. They're sitting
coming out of these apparent revelations about Bonds and the steroid use as that ball is bunted. And Chipper Jones over to Young covering first, and Ojeda has been moved over to second base by Valenzuela. Just a few home runs behind the Babe right now.
Well, that's right. We grew up with Babe Ruth's record, and of course, he's a natural.
Houston Street, center field. Griffey coming on. That's going to be in the glove, and the inning is over. Still 2-1 as we head to the 8th. Commissioner Bud Selig, many thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, John. Pleasure to see you as always.
And Buck Martinez wants to win, but he also wants to take care of everybody's players. All these managers and teams will have players in this tournament, and he wants to not do anything to set these guys back in their normal progression through spring training.
About players.
Little tap. Ojeda. He got him. What a play. Ojeda wanted it. It was not easy, but he did it acrobatically and effectively.
Well, it really was a great play by Ojeda. It looked like Villarreal was going to take the strength. Excellent accuracy. In that situation, the catcher must have called off the pitcher. Day after day.
Oh, right there. Outside corner, strike three call. It's another 8-pitch inning for Villarreal. That's 11 in a row retired by Team Mexico. 3 outs of life remain to Team USA. They are trailing 2-1. Here's Jason Varitek staying in to catch after he pinch hit for Barrett. And Joe Nathan, the outstanding closer of the Minnesota Twins, on the pitch. And foul on the baseball play after that. Jorge Cantu. Cantu has driven in both of Team Mexico's runs in a 2-1 Team Mexico lead. And those guys, they finished it themselves too. When Marichal sitting next to it, year after year would have 28 to 30 complete games. That was a swing. Bob Davidson said that was a swing. Strike 3. 1-2 the count to Vinny Castillo. Vinny, left center. And that one started knuckling on front cool, but he knelt down to make the catch.
Team USA strung together some hits.
Joe Nathan blows him away. 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down. Last chance for Team USA. Griffey, Chipper Jones, Alex Rodriguez. They need a run to stay alive, or they're going home. Trying to inspire Team USA or inspire Team Mexico to hold on. Jorge De La Rosa, the new pitcher, a left-handed specialist, on to face Ken Griffey Jr. He struck him out. A foul tip into the glove of Ojeda. And the great pitching for Mexico tonight continues.
That's why you do it. That's why you bring a left-hander in to face a left-handed hitter.
It's 2-0. And Team USA, after having 12 of their members retired consecutively, they get a base runner. The possible tying runners aboard. And there comes Paquin Estrada, the manager of Team Mexico. And there's the call for Ayala from the bullpen. 1 out. The possible tying run at first base. Now, Team Mexico trying to eliminate Team USA and send Japan to the Final Four. And there, for the Washington Nationals, is Luis Ayala.
Even at first base. That might hit his new job.
He is not running. And that's ball 4. Consecutive walks. Chipper Jones, the possible tying run, was into scoring position now. Alex Rodriguez will go to first base, the possible winning run, and Johnny Damon, his new Yankee teammate, will go in to run for him. As we say, representing the possible winning run. And Paquin Estrada, the Team Mexico manager, is coming out. There's Damon at first base.
They're actually going to bring the pitching coach and the trainer out to see if he's okay. I mean, he missed by a lot on that last pitch. And Eric Harris, as you said, he's a guy that's been used to this role. He's not afraid of the 9th inning, but that was not a good pitch on that last fastball. He may not be healthy.
In the bullpen, David Cortez of the Colorado Rockies is warming up. So Ayala is out of the game. 2 men on for Team USA. Once again, needing that big clutch hit that has been so elusive.
Yeah, he came on in the 8th inning when these two teams met in round 1. He had a 1-2-3 scoreless 8th inning. He also came in just a few days ago against Korea, and he got a strikeout in the 7th inning there. So he is throwing the ball real well. Obviously, Estrada with a lot of confidence in it.
And the crowd, everybody's been on their feet in this ballpark this entire inning. The USA again in search of that big hit to knock in a run. No hits in 5 such at-bats previously tonight. To short. This could be 2. There's 1. The first. Out of the dirt. He pulls it out. A double play. And Team Mexico has eliminated Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. 1 pitch and David Cortez has ended the night. Team Mexico defeats Team USA 2-1, and after all of that, it is Team Japan that will head to the Final Four after all.
And as Team USA looks back on this series and the losses they've had, Eric Harris, as you said in the open, it was not being able to come through with runners in scoring position.
Well, they had some opportunities, and when you have the opportunities, they were limited opportunities. They weren't able to cash in tonight. They had a base running mistake, but that's going to happen. And what is called a tournament, and that's what this is. You have to remember, it's a short tournament. It's one game here, one game there. But hats off to Team Mexico. What they did today, coming in, playing as well as they did, big win for Team Mexico.
And again, as we've seen throughout this tournament with the top teams all the way through, excellent defense.
Well, that's been the difference in this tournament. The pitching and the defense. That's what separates the winning club from the losing club. We haven't seen a lot of offense throughout this tournament, and that's to be expected. A lot of these guys offensively aren't in shape yet. That will happen in the upcoming weeks, but right now pitching and defense take precedence.
You know, and the biggest thing that I have seen throughout this 16-team tournament is the fact that baseball around the world is catching up with baseball in the United States. We've seen it from the Latin countries. We've seen it in Japan the last few years. Now we see it from Korea. And the talent is so close that little things like a base running mistake or a sacrifice bunt can make the difference as to whether you go on or whether you do not.